Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self-love, self-care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today, we're going to talk about setting goals that work. I'm Lady Bounce.
And I am A Slate.
So, you took a hiatus. Some self-care. You set some goals for self-care.
Yeah.
How did that work?
Still working on it.
Okay. I'll take that. It's a work in progress. Nobody's expecting it to be overnight. But you are working on it.
I'm working on it. On it. Some things are doing better than others. I think where I'm at in the process is I need to prioritize the goals.
Yes.
Like the goals of things that need to be done way over here, I'm working diligently on. And then the goals that are like right here, like clean your bedroom.
Yeah. So it's looking at the big picture, the big goals.
Yeah.
And then the smaller goals are kind of like, because those smaller goals, are always there. They're always going to be there.
But the reason they're always there is because I haven't went and attacked them yet. That's why they're always there. It's still there. I think if I get it done, it won't be an issue. But
so when you go to prioritize your goals, what's your rhyme or your reason? Like, how do you do it? What's your method? How do you figure out what to do first?
Right now, I'm actively watching TEDx video.
Yes.
Trying to find ways, because one of my things is, I pile all this stuff on. I'm gonna do this, and I want to do everything at once. So I'm having some issues with trying to figure out how to break it down in smaller parts. Like we were talking about a little earlier about the I want to eat the whole elephant. No. Just let me sit down and I'm going to eat this elephant right now. All right. My stomach might hurt. My head might hurt. I might not be able to walk around. I might get a little too overweight or whatever, what have you. I'll get over it. No. I need to learn how to break this thing down to where I can bite, chew, digest, let go, continue, So that's where I'm at. So what should people like me do? What you think? How you doing yours?
Well, I have fallen off the wagon.
What?
A little bit, because I'm a little overwhelmed, at work with paperwork. Yeah. So trying to keep up on that is really taking a lot of my self-care time. And of course, I have teenagers who always are home. And even when one goes to work, the other one is always here. So what I'm craving is just some complete alone time.
Okay, I understand this.
Where, and even if the kid is here and the kid is in the room with the door shut, the kid is still here. You know what I'm saying? So it's still not alone time for me, because I have to be ready at any moment's notice for a conversation, for a question, for, oh, I need something to eat, or oh, I need this and I don't have it. So I'm still not resting and relaxing because I'm still in mommy mode. Even though I might be over here, chilling and vegging out on snacks or something, I'm still always in mommy mode. I want a break from my life. Like, I want a vacation from my life.
I think where we both at sound like we don't have an issue with setting the goals or completing the goals. We are having an issue with time management.
Time management, yes.
We need to because we don't get the same 24 hours. That's the one thing that ain't gonna never change.
I read this awesome article, and I'm trying to get my husband to sign off on it. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
But so this husband talked about how his wife was this amazing woman, and she had this great career. She was a wonderful mother, and this, that, and the other. And once a month, he pays for her to go to a hotel for the weekend. He takes care of the kids. He takes care of the house. Whoa. He pays for her to go. He makes sure that it's somewhere like a bed and breakfast or something where she can get a massage and a pedicure, and really take one weekend out the month to completely be her.
I think I got an idea for that. That's really easy. Don't we get is it 13 days do we get 13 days of Nikki?
We do get 13 days of Nikki, but those are our gifts.
So are you willing to sacrifice some of your gifts for some quiet time?
Yes.
Oh, so maybe we can
but the 13 days of Nikki doesn't even it happens only in June. It doesn't happen the rest of the months. So I
could cash in your 13 days of Nikki in June for
totally
a weekend,
do that, man.
Sooner.
I could totally get with that idea. I mean, I really and truly could get with that idea.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I said that I used to do that I need to get back to doing. Is I would go and rent a hotel. Of course, my kids are teenagers now, and they're able to be home alone and do some things on their own. So, crazy me to do this thing again. But so I would go and give me a hotel room for the weekend and do what I needed to do. And for some reason, when you are away from home, probably because there's no door to answer, no phone you have to answer, no kids you have to answer to. There's nothing but you and your work and God. And all you have to do is get it done.
Right.
So it's something about, for me, from being away from home where I can do it. And it doesn't even have to be in a hotel. You know, as long as it's dry, quiet, and peaceful, you know, I can go to somebody else's home. They let me go shack up in the basement. I'll do it. You know, I don't have any responsibilities in their house except don't burn it down, don't destroy it, don't disrespect it. You know, so I can get so much done. But yeah, that's that.
You know, definitely just. You know, and that's not to say that I don't enjoy this wife and this motherhood thing and this teacher thing and this, you know, loving daughter thing and this auntie thing.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to my thing.
That's a big part of the self-care. And for me, I have to remember not to be, again, so hard on myself, saying things like, why are you procrastinating so much? You're being lazy. No. The reality right now for me is time management again. I need more rest so that I can use this energy that I have efficiently,
right?
Rather than running and burning, what they call it, burning both ends of the candle and then just crashing out.
Right.
And then these things, they extend and last longer. So I need to do more self-care and honor the time that I have and use it more efficiently.
I mean, that makes sense. So that comes
people
with...
People don't beat yourself up.
Right. Or, you know, prioritizing, or like on our Facebook page last week, one of the self-care assignments was take should out of your vocabulary.
Oh, yes. I love that one.
I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I should have went here.
Right.
I should be available for this person. And that's where I get stuck at. Because I go, well, you know, anytime that I'm chilling, I'm like, dang, I should be doing paperwork, or I should be, you know, helping this kid do this, or I should be helping that kid do something, or I should be doing this for my husband. And nowhere in there do I ever say I should be doing me.
What I want to do right now.
Right. Well,
I say that I'm going to play that little pet rescue game, or I'm going to read this inspirational post. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to just lay there and look out my window at the weird formation of birds, if that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do in that moment. But like, for example, as far as organize my room, one of the big problems with that, I have to just really look at things for what they are. The big thing in my mind right now is I need a house.
Right.
Okay. I need a whole house to put a baby in a whole room, an entire room, because I don't have enough room in the house where I'm at. So certain things I'm pushing to the side because I have this big thing looming over. So what I did was take a lot of my work, which had migrated into my bedroom, out and go back to creating the office in the basement again, which was once a living space for an older son. So now that he's not there no more, it can become my office again. That frees up my room, which may just have to be a baby's room here soon. So, you know, you just look at things for what they are. That's what we have to do. And not beat ourselves up so much.
I, the other day, did something that I haven't done in forever, and it felt amazing.
What was it?
I played all the games that I play on Facebook.
I'm telling you.
And like my inbox was going off and people were like sending me stuff, and I just like, I clicked it so it looked like I read it, but I didn't read it and I didn't process it because I was like, and I played Farmville, and one of the things about Farmville, it's weird, but it kind of makes the game fun. is that you can grow things that you typically can't grow. For example, I planted a whole entire field of new earths.
Okay. What?
Yes.
I thought you was going to say something like, okay, I did some kind of pineapple tree or something.
No. So, and I planted some square watermelons and I planted some orange grapes, and it was just fun to
So I'm just going to applaud you because whether you took notice of what you did or not, from me looking into your window of what you just said, that was some great self-care.
It was.
Because you allowed yourself to unwind, you stopped thinking, you turned all thoughts off, and you really went to freedom and relaxed.
Yes.
And you didn't have to spend any money on a hotel to do it.
No.
And you were in the comfort of your own home. So kudos to you for that mini vacation to Farmville.
But I still want to go somewhere by myself. No. I really like, everybody was here, and I will say, like, I do get alone time. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm just always burning. I do get alone time, but sometimes I just want to be alone. I don't even want to have to be inhibited by thinking that there's another person that could possibly need me, or like always be at the ready, if that makes sense.
Inhibited by thinking that, see, we doing this to ourselves.
Yes,
they don't even want us to be bothering them, and we thinking they want something from us.
Yeah, because most of the time, I cannot lie, that they both have locks on their doors. So most of the time, they are both locked in their rooms, and they typically only come out to eat and use the bathroom. Or, to ask the occasional question. But now with the advent of cell phones, I get a lot of texts from the two of them, and I'm like, I'm so totally in the next room, but okay. So
I'm the one guilty of that in the house.
Yeah, like it's funny and it's weird all at the same time, because like, I grew up in a house where my mom yelled up the steps, and you heard
Carter does. My grandson does.
There was no misconstruing what was wanted of you by her or my father. No matter where you were, where they were in the house, when they call for you, you better come running. So like this whole like intercom system, or a text message on the phone, it's weird, but it's
so
funny,
your
like,
thoughts of what somebody might need is what is getting in the way of accomplishing your goals.
So like, for example, I was sitting here the other day, and I was like, dang, I'm hungry. I'm about to go fix something to eat. So instead of just going in the kitchen to fix something to eat, I went and
asked everybody, do they want something to eat?
Are you hungry? Do you want something to eat? I'm knocking on both of their doors at the same time.
I'm guilty of that as well. And then I'm upset when I cook, and then they say, well, we didn't ask for anything, and they don't want to eat. So one of our goals we should set is leave well enough alone.
Right. So leave the.
We're doing this to ourselves,
and that's what I need to do. I just need to leave those young people alone. Yeah, and just do me, because
I found out that they do not have to eat 3 times a day.
No,
they don't. They really don't. They don't need fresh air and sunlight. They are not plants, but kind of. But no,
right? They don't need conversation.
They don't need all these things that my plants downstairs need.
And I hear them, in their rooms, having vibrant conversations
with strangers, that people on games and stuff, and they're having so much fun. Well, that's my son.
But now my daughter, I hear her talking to her friends, because they don't talk on the phone, they FaceTime. And I'm like, do you have to FaceTime everybody you talk to? Yeah. And she's like, yeah, that's what we do. And I'm like,
yeah. Oh. See, and I got to go back to the basics of when I was in the school last time. And the thing is, we just have to learn to speak and understand their language. Yeah, because we talking in our own code here. Their goals are different from ours, so we need to just stay in our slow lane. We need to stay in the slow lane and do what we need to do, and let them do what they need to do.
I downloaded this thing the other day when I was on Facebook, and according to this infographic, we are Generation X, and then our kids are
Z.
So we're Generation X because we were born between 1965 and 1979.
Yeah, for sure.
Our kids are Generation Z.
Okay.
And they were born between 1995 and 2015. And so my son was born in 99.
I thought my oldest was going to be okay.
1980 to 1994 is a millennial.
So he just didn't make it.
Yeah, he just didn't make it.
He just didn't make it. About 2 years. Okay.
Yeah, so we're Gen X and they're Gen Z.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a whole generation.
And Gen Z is the most amazing group. I worked with some of those kids. Most amazing group of people. That you got 8 seconds to get your point across so they can understand it, or they already lost it. They're done with it.
Oh yeah.
You have to. They can do 12 things at one time.
Yes.
And we like, why don't you come and do the dishes? They looking at us like, won't you just finish telling me what all you want me to do? Because I'm gonna do it all in 5 seconds, and I don't plan on being bothered by you.
I plan on coming back.
So you go ahead and do what you need to do because it's gonna take you the rest of the week, right?
Right.
So
exactly.
So we need to just focus on what we need to do. So to ensure that we are getting good self-care before these holidays and all these things start bombarding and rushing us, how are we going to get these goals accomplished with all this stuff happening? We need to move on forward.
We are going to prioritize. Mm-hmm. We are going to create a schedule that works for only us.
See? Self-care.
Self-care.
It is not selfish to be self-full. I think that's how Iyanla says it.
Right. So I'm going to create a schedule.
Are you really?
That works for me and only me. Mm-hmm. You know, as far as my eating.
Oh, you being bold. That works for you and only you.
Yes, because like you said, these little people who reside in my house, I have to get to a point and realize that they don't need me the way I think they do.
This is true. And I'm learning that the hard way. And the crazy part about it, you know, I already have 4 sons. And then 2 of them are already gone. You would think I would know this by now. Like they've been telling you this for the last 10 years that we good. We got this.
We good.
You know, I guess it's a mommy thing.
It is a mommy thing. You don't want to let go.
But then we have to remember it can't be just a mommy thing. We have to remember, okay, if that's a mommy thing, let that be a mommy thing. Right. But what's the lady bounce thing? And what's the A-Slate thing? Right. What's our thing to ourselves? That I think in that way we can get our goals.
Our thing, my thing. It's not the I was going to say it's not the best form of self-care, but it is a fantastic form of self-care. Mm-hmm. I take one day, like say it's Saturday, and I eat bad all day. I'm eating the Reese's Cups. I'm eating the M&Ms. I'm eating the popcorn. I'm eating the kids' snack cakes out the snack box.
No.
One day,
not good.
I eat it. If I want it, I eat it. If I see it, I want it, I eat it. And you're not
going to feel good the next day probably, or even that night. I don't know. I don't know if that's good.
I got a lot of vegetables and fruits in there in between, but I just take one day where I'm like,
I don't know.
If I want it, it's like a cheat day. So,
I mean, I like it, but the reason I say no because it's you. And if it was me, you know, I would just act like it's just so okay, right?
Well, you have a reason. You have an excuse. You can blame it.
Not true. It's terrible if I eat all the chocolate that I want and drink all the pickle juice out the jar that I would like to.
And eat all the cookies.
That's terrible. Too much sugar, too much salt. Baby doesn't need it.
You can blame it on the baby. So
that's the only thing stopping me. Baby, I love you. You are stopping me from doing terrible things to my body right now. And to you.
I'm so jealous because you can. Nobody, if you go back for like a third plate, nobody's going to tell you don't.
We're not going to talk about it.
If I go for a second plate, they're going to be like, really?
We're not going to talk about it because when I had those strange, amazing cravings after I couldn't eat for 3.5 months, I decided to go where Cooley just abhors. Mike Cooley, if you are listening, I love you. I slaughtered the buffets. To the head of ball. But my mom takes a Saturday. Every Saturday, religiously.
See, and I don't do every Saturday.
Every Saturday morning.
Every now and again.
Sometime throughout Saturday, it's before noon. And she takes a long bath. She does her feet and her nails. She listens to her music. She smokes her cigarette. And does that. She may drink her beer, whatever she chooses to do. And she listens to her music. She might watch her Netflix. She has her computer, her cell phone, her beer, her cigarette, everything she needs in that bathroom. And she doesn't want to be bothered for a few hours on Saturday before noon. And she does it religiously. And she's a beautiful spirit because of it. So we could learn a lot from my mom.
Heck yeah.
And I don't know what her goals and aspirations are in life, but for us, our self-care, Mama, I want to know what your goals and aspirations are. Help me be a better me, Mom. I still need you. Rather my kids willing to admit, our kids willing to admit they need us or not.
Us. I need my mama. Mama, if you're watching,
Yes. Our self-care assignment. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't get it done. Just keep it in the back of your mind, actually in the forefront of your mind, so you can't get it done. Okay. Our self-care assignment for the week will be design a goal board. If you see it, you might be able to achieve it, right? Uh-oh. We all have a lot of goals and aspirations in life, but seeing them every day reminds us to continue to reach for them in our everyday task. If we do it every day, it becomes a habit, right?
Right.
Use a cork board or a dry erase board or draw or cut out pictures or phrases that represent the ultimate job you want or that dream home you have been saving for. Come on now. Make sure to hang this board in your home where you will see it every freaking morning. You need to see it. Whatever the goal may be, let this be a visual daily reminder to help you focus your energy and get your creative juices flowing every time you see the board. So I know you've heard the word vision board, but now we talking about get it out of your vision. We want to see the actual goal written down, because once it's written down, now it is a plan.
I like it.
So get your goal board. I can do that though.
I can totally do that. Totally. And not a to-do list.
No.
No.
Not to be confused. We want words, phrases, pictures.
Phrases, concrete, smart goals. You can touch them. You can attain them. They are time-centered, time-oriented. You can do it. Not a to-do list.
The teacher is coming out in you. Time sensitive. Do your best to get your best results. And our mindfulness minute. We're having a mindful evening, right?
I like it.
This is thinking, feeling, and acting. Smile, breathe, and go slowly. Go slowly. That doesn't mean stop. Go slowly. As long as you keep going a little bit at a time, you will get it done. It says slow and steady wins the race. Or how does our guy say it? Nipsey Hussle. It's not a race, it's a marathon.
Yes.
Which means, this is never ending. This is going to continue for the rest of your life. That's why I keep showing up. Keep having goals.
I like it.
Thinking, feeling, and acting are linked together in a mutually reinforcing cycle. A positive action leads to positive feelings and positive thoughts. We can start at any link in the chain, any part of the project, right? And move forward from there in the process of transformation. So don't say I should have, I could have, I would have. No. Wherever you are, start right there and just keep going.
I like it.
Tonight, take a look at your own inner landscape. Take full responsibility for each thought, each feeling, and each action. If you find yourself trapped in a dark mood that will not respond to your efforts to change it, perhaps a positive attitude will be more effective. You might try going for a walk or doing some yoga poses. Switch the atmosphere up. If positive actions do not seem to work, try reading a book with an uplifting message. I'll just say, in my experience, don't go to Facebook to look for the uplifting message. It will take you to a whole new world of amazing things.
These?
Yes, books like these.
You mean books like these?
Yes, you can pick up a book from the Right Life Village Presents to see. Meet one of our students and ask them, can you read one of their books that they wrote? Kudos to the kids at Dayton Leadership Academy and Fairview at Broadway Commons, I think it is.
Fairview Commons. Yeah, something like Fairview Commons.
Something fancy. But when I was a kid, it was just Fairview.
Right. Me too. When I was at Fairview. So we were the Bulldogs, yellow and blue. If you see one of the students, ask them to let you read one of their books with their beautiful poems in there and positive words. You might also try... if that doesn't seem to work, try reading the book with an uplifting message. Or the most important thing to do is keep trying to live peacefully right up until you fall asleep. So if you can get some goals accomplished, you can look at your goal board, think, feel, and act positive. You might actually be able to get some sleep so you can have energy to get the goals done. I like it.
And now it is time for our brain science.
All right. So we're talking about making goals, sticking to them, easy goals, smart goals, attainable goals. So research shows that people tend to make big life decisions at the first of the year, which in turn gives us New Year's resolutions that people, of course, don't stick to and they don't last.
So true.
So Typically, that is the right time, they say, new year, new you, for big changes and little changes. But you can do these things every day. So instead of following the usual folksy advice about how to make and keep resolutions, you could instead use your brain and behavioral science to craft life decisions and life goals that actually work.
Yes, let's hear.
So here are a few simple ideas, right? First, pick small, concrete actions. Get more exercise is not small. Eat healthier is not small. That's why it doesn't work. You could say, I'm going to eat fruit instead of M&Ms for my after lunch treat.
I like it.
Start small. Okay. So most people make resolutions and goals about eating healthier, exercising more, quitting smoking, texting less, and spending more time unplugged. Habits are automatic conditioned responses. So you have to change the habit. So if you want to change the habit, you got to pick a new habit, a replacement behavior, which that's a teacher term, replacement behavior. This is what you're doing. This is what I want you to do. And this is how I'm going to help you do what I want you to do. So we're all happy. So yes. So secondly, use visual and auditory cues. So you want to take a walk every day, set up a place in your home where your walking shoes are. Don't put them in a closet. Put them in a place where you're going to see them every time you get home or you get ready to walk. The shoes act like a visual cue. Boom. Set an alarm. That's your auditory piece. People come conditioned to auditory and visual cues, and that makes it easier for an action to become a habit.
Okay.
I love this one.
Let's hear.
Decide what you want and not what you don't want. Again, we always want to accentuate the positive. If a child is running, you don't tell the child, don't run, because all they hear is run. You need to tell the child, please walk. They hear that, they process that better. So instead of saying, I'm going to check my email 10 times a day, set it for what you are going to do. I'm going to use batching and check my email only twice a day.
Okay.
Instead of, I'm going to drink less soda, you could say, I'm going to replace drinking a soda with drinking water. Although that may not seem like it's that different, it is very important and easier for your brain networks to work on an intention stated in the affirmative than what is negative.
You tell, young lady.
Right. So this is you. This is all you. Write a new self story.
Woo woo.
The best, and some would say the only way to get large and long-term behavior change is by changing your self-story.
Change the narrative, everybody.
Right. So everyone has stories about themselves that drive their behavior. You have an idea of who you are and what's important to you. Essentially, you have a story operating about yourself at all times. These stories have a powerful influence on decisions and actions. So whether you realize it or not, you make decisions based on staying true to your self stories.
Absolutely.
I.e. being true to yourself. So most of your decision making is based on your self stories that happens unconsciously. You strive to be consistent. You want to make decisions that match your idea of who you are and what you want to be. When you make a decision or act in a way that fits your self story, that decision and action will feel right. So again, that goes back to
seeing and acting.
Seeing, thinking, acting, trusting your gut. If it don't feel right, it ain't right. When you make a decision in a way that doesn't fit, you feel uncomfortable. So if you want to change your behavior and make the change stick, then you need to first change your underlying self-story that is operating. Do you want to be more optimistic? Then you need to have an operating self-story that says you are an optimistic person.
Thing says just change your thoughts. Change your thinking.
Want to join your local community band? Then you need a self-story where you are outgoing and musical.
Go get you a guitar today. No, I'm
Get
kidding.
a guitar. I love it. So you can always, when you write your own self-story, you can edit your story.
You can. And it's your story. That's the most beautiful part of this life. Life is a poem. Everybody is writing. You can always change the story or turn the page.
Yes.
Every day.
And don't let those who haven't written a single word write your paragraph.
I don't care if they have. They can't write your story.
They can't write your story. So last but not least, give all of these tips a try. What do you have to lose? This year And every year, use brain science to create and stick to goals that make sense.
And tell us on our Facebook page one of the things that you have on your goal board and when you can peel it off or scratch it off because you have accomplished that goal.
Yes.
We would love to know how your goal board is doing, how you're doing with those goals. Thinking, seeing, and acting.
Thinking, seeing, acting.
And until next time, you can find us on, first of all, Facebook,
YouTube,
Instagram,
Twitter,
SoundCloud.
And as always, you can email us at flywithusla@gmail.com. I'm Lady Bounce.
And I'm A Slate.
We out.
We out of here.